All right, guys, what's going on today? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, as always. Uh, Thank you, Jacob. You got that out of the way really early, so I appreciate it. Oh, all right, all right, guys. So let's get let's get going. So again, good evening to all, and you'll see a little icon at the bottom left of the screen. It says includes paid promotion. I guess I was supposed to mark those videos paid promotion for the commercials I do for the freeze dried foods. So uh, it's not anything crazy. It's just that's what they wanted me to put. It supposedly it helps with the video volume up. All right. How's my volume? I'm hearing one person say turn my volume up. How's that now? How's that now? All right. That sound on my end. I sound good. Very low, good volume. Turn it up. Medium level, low, yes. Good. 5 by 5. All right, so I'm getting all kinds of lows. Still good. Good. All right, guys. Pinball says turn it up. All right, I'm maxed out on the volume on here. And hopefully that was it. There's not much I can do after that. And I'm not on Skype, so it shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, so in case some of you haven't seen Angryprepper's video that he posted today, he posted a video on something I spoke about a couple months ago, but not even sorry, a couple weeks ago. But he was actually reporting the mandatory vaccine bill that they're trying to push. So remember in my last video, a couple videos ago, I talked about the New York Bar Association. They put in some kind of a resolution on making it mandatory for people to uh, get the COVID vaccination, right? So the COVID vaccination, they want it to be mandatory if the immune population doesn't reach where it's supposed to be. So again, that is pretty concerning. So now I thought it was going to die at the bar association, but they did get it on the assembly bill. They made it into an assembly bill, so now it's in the committee portion of the bill, right? So there's 4 stages it goes through, or five, sorry. It went through, I think, admission, committee, and I think it gets kicked up to the House Senate, then the governor, and then whether or not he signs it, that's up to him. So, yes, and a lot of people, a lot of you are saying it, that it's enforceable. It's listen, guys. This is a democratic state, so I do not know where this is going to go. I know there's a lot of politicians that are against forced vaccination, and forced vaccination amongst adults are going to be really, really hard. So I don't know how they're going to go about this. I don't know what they're going to do to go about this. I don't know how they're going to make you take something that not everybody's on board for, right? So again, thank you, Eric, for that. And listen, guys, absolutely, a lot of us are not going to take it. And here's the bigger issue. Before I get into more of this, uh, right now, not the bigger issue. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but right now, the FDNY, better than 50% of the job, which is more than half the job, is not going to take the COVID vaccination. Now, the union president, I'm 1,000% sure he misspoke, but he did say that the reason why guys are not taking it is because of the antibodies, and because they have the antibodies, they're not going to take it. Well, listen, 45% of the job did not get COVID. So he definitely misspoke. I mean, I didn't vote for the guy, so um, he's already on my shit list with making that comment on the news. Um, Now, a lot of the guys are not taking it because it's an unproven vaccine. There's no proof that it works. They keep saying the efficiency rate is good. How do we know it's good? Right? Pfizer, which I'm releasing a video tomorrow about vaccines, guys. It's labeled something else. You'll see it tomorrow morning, right? It's labeled something else, but I talk about how Pfizer since 2000 had $4 billion in lawsuits and fines, misrepresentation of drugs, and injuring people. So now we're supposed to take this vaccine and just be like, yeah, it's going to work. We're supposed to take their word for it. They've already injured enough people and lied about the what you call it, their old drugs. They lied about the benefits of their old drugs. So now we're supposed to take this rushed vaccine. Keep in mind, there are other drugs that they injured people on. The other drugs that they misrepresented. Keep in mind that was years of research, and they still fucked that up. So now you mean to tell me that this rushed vaccine is okay because they said so? Great man prepping. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Thanks. And so again, I mean, guys, it's just insane. So now, I already told you about the New York Bar Association and the bill. If you guys want to look it up, it's the Assembly Bill A1179. It's administering COVID-19 vaccine. That's the name of the bill. Uh, the possibility of this bill passing is great, considering I live in a Democratic state. Now, it's not just about New York, because other states and other cities are talking about the same exact shit. Lightfoot, right? Mayor Lightfoot. I think, what is she, Detroit or Chicago somewhere? I can't, I'm not sure which place, but she says that she wants to do the vaccination, or wants to get people to get vaccinated educational wise. But that forced vaccination is not off the table. That's pretty bad, man. Right? So now this thing is growing. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for the super chat. Uh, John, thank you for the super chat. Guys, I appreciate it. Guys, if I'm still low, you're going to have to do me a solid and put headphones in. Or, wait till later. But this is the best I can do. And as of right now, on my end, through my iPad, I sound fine. So, Klinger, Christy, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Klinger, Christy, thank you. Yeah, guys, on my side, I sound good. Randy, thank you for that. It's Mayor Lightfoot of Chicago. So these, uh, I hate to say it, bags of shit's mayors are going to try to force vaccinate people. This is insane, right? And to boot, they just walked back the vaccination of kids or anyone under 18, sorry, because it wasn't tested on kids. So now, Pfizer, as of last week, announced that they were going to start testing it on kids. Let me start out by saying you have to be a complete asshole if you're going to test this vaccine on your kids. Complete. All right? And the fact that they didn't test it yet, but yet they were screaming and crying about kids getting it. Meanwhile, kids are the lowest infected people, if you will. They make, they, those who have been infected have been really low, and those who have died have been lower. Now, listen, nobody wants a dead kid. That's for sure. Nobody wants to take that gamble. But there are 33 million kids, roughly, in the United States, and 243 as of last week have passed away. And yet, and those kids, and a lot of those kids, I'm not sure what the percentage is, but I know a lot of those kids had underlying conditions, again, which sucks. Now, we're pushing a vaccine, right? We're pushing a vaccine that has as World Media Info goes, 3% mortality rate, right? 3%, 97% of the people getting COVID are living. Jules Goldstein, thank you for the donation. John T. McGill, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. So, guys, the worst thing about it, it's not even the worst thing, but hospitalization rate, or the critical, serious, is 0.5%. 0.5, right? And we are taking this vaccine for what? Prepping for life. Yeah, you're right, man. There's definitely a line drawn in the sand. And here's the other thing: we have liberal politicians that want this vaccination. We have liberals, right? The people that were marching in the street, screaming and crying and carrying on and burning the city down. They don't want the vaccine too. So now you have liberals who don't want the vaccine, and you have right wingers, if you will, don't want the vaccine. That's insane, right? David, thank you for the donation. Kevin Grip, thank you for the donation. Um, so this is one hell of a battle these politicians are going to have to go through. Now, their virus hasn't been tested on pregnant women, so that's up in the air. And I guess no pregnant woman wants to take their chances with this, considering there was a doctor who worked for Pfizer, or scientist who worked for Pfizer, who said um, that they need to stop the distribution of the COVID because he thinks that this can kill pregnancies. This is coming from a doctor who used to work for Pfizer, or a scientist who used to work for Pfizer, right? So here's the other kick in the nuts, guys. I'm pretty sure for a lot of you, this is again, you have a decision to make. There's a politician, I talked about this in one of my videos, is floating the idea of holding a stimulus check until you get your COVID vaccination. I don't even know how the hell he's going to pull that off, or how they're going to pull that off. So that means for you to get your check, you have to get a COVID vaccination, a bracelet of some kind saying you took it, scan it in the system so that you automatically get a check in a few weeks, or whatever it is. Thank you, George C. Children of Men. Very good. That's an old movie, by the way, guys. It's a post-apocalyptic movie. It's about women being sterile, or I think women and men being sterile, and it's called Children of Men. Very good movie. You guys should watch it. All right, so today, obviously, I'm going to do one of my commercials, my beloved commercials. So stay tuned for that. Nothing crazy, I'm just going to go over the woes and the good stuff of the freeze-dried foods. Just bear with me. Thank you. Whoever said like your donations, like your decorations, thank you for that. I appreciate it. This is what you're left with, guys, when you have an apartment. It's the best you can do, kind of deal. But it is what it is. So, guys, I am, as you guys know, an advocate of not taking the vaccine, right? I know a lot of people want to, are going to see where this goes. I know a lot of people who are going to be put in a position of taking the vaccine because of their job, or taking the vaccine because of money, whether that's the stimulus check or your welfare, whatever it is. You're going to come to that crossroads, and you're going to have to make a choice. So I don't know, guys, what the how this is going to play out as far as holding your pay for a vaccination, but we'll see. We got to wait and see. Now, a lot of people seem to think that this is going to get shot down. I know it's going to get shot down in a lot of other states, but as far as here, it's not going to get shot down. All right, so I could see it passing. Or I could see them shooting it down for now and then passing it later. But sooner or later, it's going to get shot down, right? So we have to wait and see. Now, you could thank the New York State Bar Association for this bullshit. And I told people that because they floated the idea out into the open, that it was gonna latch on. Somebody was gonna latch onto it, right? So obviously people are latching on. Now, for those of you that live in New York State, hold on real quick. I got a link for you guys, and the link is to vote on the COVID vaccine here in New York State. So if you live here in New York State, I would suggest you fill it out. The link's in, and this is, again, guys, this is the link that you guys need to, again, live in New York State, need to click on and need to vote. And vote however you want. I'm going to say vote no, because even if the vaccine is needed, guys, you do not need to give state government, national government, presidency, senates, and so on, the power over us like that. We are handing them power once we vote yes on this, or once this goes through. If we don't fight this, we are in trouble. We need to fight this, and we need to stay vigilant. And everybody else who lives in other states that are going to entertain this, you guys need to fight it as well. This is about rights. This is about your ability to live, your ability to make choices, and they're taking those abilities away from us. Sorry, for every time they do things like this. They want you to take the vaccination. They don't want you. They're forcing you to take it. They don't want you to eat certain foods. So they're going to make this bill against this. They're going to make this bill against that. This is going to be a fight, guys. And the UK, the Freedom Pass, I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But that's going to happen here. It's guaranteed. It's just whether it's going to happen next year or not, I don't know. Have you heard today? Yeah, honey sugar iced tea. I'm not surprised about any of that. About AstraZeneca, Pfizer. Again, keep in mind, Pfizer was throwing AstraZeneca under the bus, right? They pulled some bullshit on them saying, oh, well, their finding wasn't 100%. There was an accident that was performed in there, and therefore they shouldn't be at the table with us in Moderna. They went after each other as soon as AstraZeneca made themselves available, their vaccine available. Now they're stabbing each other in the back. Well, at least Pfizer and Moderna are stabbing AstraZeneca in the back. And AstraZeneca would have been the more natural one to go with, because it's like I said, Hep A flu DNA. That's what they made theirs from. I would first I would rather take none, but if I was forced to at gunpoint to take one, I would probably take that. And truth be told, that's probably the better one to go with, because the other one, they don't know how it's going to react. And guys, they want to do safety, long-term safety monitoring. So that means they're going to give this vaccine to us people, and then they're going to go, man, let's see what happens to these people in the next few months and years. That's pretty much what they said. They're looking to see what happens to us. C-Solar, thank you for that. C-Solar, if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. So, guys, they are actively telling us what they want to do, and then tell us, oh, well, we're going to watch out for these. So now, I didn't notice the flu vaccine, for example, one of the side effects, not in many people, is narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is one of the side effects. There was a doctor some years ago, my wife was telling me, a doctor who was a surgeon, used his hands. He took the flu vaccine, he lost the use of his hands. Now, again, this is years ago. And the flu vaccine was being worked on for years. Not as long as it should have been, but for years. Now you up the timeline to a COVID vaccine less than, I'm going to say 8 months, 6 months, maybe 3. Less than 6 months, 3 to 6 months, sorry. And you want me to take this, and you're not really sure what it's going to do? And you didn't test it on people in the sense of, did you take the COVID, give them the shot, and then put them in a room with COVID? Right? Because that's the only way you could test it. No animal testing. So again, guys, we are, right, Bugs, I'm no guinea pig, but essentially humans are the guinea pigs with this. They tested it down south in South America on 30,000 to 60,000 people. They just gave them the vaccine and said, hope for the best, and said that it works. How do we know it works? If you didn't give people a shot and intentionally expose them to COVID, we have no idea how this works, or if it even works. So we're in for a rough patch. So, guys, the freedom bracelet. Let's talk about that real quick. So the freedom bracelet I touched on my one of my videos, right? I said the real freedom bracelet is coming, and it is. The UK is moving way faster than I thought. They're talking about it as it being um, imminent, like right around the corner. So that means we already know that they're going to force their citizens to take the COVID vaccine by telling them, listen, guys, you take the COVID vaccine and you get a free 5-day pass, or you stay home until you test negative for COVID and then you get a 5-day pass. Sean Woods, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. So that's insane. So now they're going to force, and they're going to, the British government, the scumbags they are, they're going to sit there and say, well, we're not forcing them to take it. We're just giving them options. Yeah, option to stay home for the rest of your life, or option to go hang out with your friends, see a movie, go to see a football game, soccer I'm talking about over there, right? And that's what you're going to do. You're going to bribe them into taking the vaccination, which is a sense of a force, right? Well, if you don't do this, I'm going to do that. And if I do that, you're not going to like it. And that's exactly what they're telling them. They're going to do the same here. The only problem here is that we're not like the Brits. I think we have a little more oomph in us. I know the Brits aren't having it with the second lockdown. I know that there was a lot of there was like mini rioting 2 weeks ago or right before Thanksgiving. They were going at it with the law enforcement out there because they were locked down again. And I know Italy had a little bit of a riot, and I think France had some skirmish going on. But people aren't having it. So as long as people continue to fight, this is going to be very, very interesting. Monica, thank you for the donation. Now, Monica, you said something very interesting with that. Oh, wish I could freeze this sometimes. What also sucks, I'm trying to fight. Right. Oh, so right, they're definitely going to force the loved ones in a nursing home to take it, and they're probably going to be the first. Well, first responders and then people in nursing homes. Now, back to the kids, and I just thought of something right now. So, Pfizer, like I said, 2 weeks ago, said that they were going to start testing it on kids. If you're testing it on kids, that means in the science world, we shouldn't hear about results till a year later, if not 2, 3 years later. You're testing it on kids, so what? By January 1st, you can dose them with the vaccine and hope for the best. If you notice too, guys, again, this is all in my video coming out tomorrow, but I'm talking about it, so why not? They're also not talking about the bad side effects. They're talking about the mild side effects. And they said 10 to 15% of people are going to have mild to weakened side effects. Well, what's the percentage of people that are going to have bad side effects? Severe, right? We're not, I don't see anybody talking about these bad side effects. They're only talking about weakened and lessened. I think it's strange. I think it's very strange. All right, guys. So somebody just mentioned it, and thank you for that, by the way. 1,300 people watching, which is a lot, and 400 likes. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or hit the thumbs down, whatever makes you happy. It's all up to you. But nonetheless, you know how it goes. It helps out with the algorithm. Maxine, my volume is turned all the way up, and I can hear myself fine on my iPad. So, listen, sometimes it's just an audio thing on your side or YouTube's connection on your side. It's not always on the person doing a live stream with a video. Because I was watching a video on Jordan Peterson today, and the volume on that kept going up and down on its own, and it was a recorded video, and it kept going up and down. So, take that for what it is. Paul, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Right, Paul. So Paul says they've been working on a cancer vaccine for decades, and they come up with a COVID in a few months. They come up with a COVID in a few months, and they don't even have an AIDS vaccine. right? I mean, they have all these drugs that mask and hide and all that other crazy shit, but they don't even have an AIDS vaccine, and that's crazy. Urban Prepper, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it, man. Exactly, Urban Prepper. We're beta testers, we're guinea pigs, we're lab rats, you're whatever you want to call it. That's what they're looking at us. Fish 6, it is leaning. I tried my best to have it not lean, but it's definitely leaning. So what I should have done was angle the camera to make the tree look straight, right? Whatever. I can never get that right, by the way. I can never get the tree standing straight. It's it's a nightmare, but whatever. It is what it is. It's probably, yeah, it's leaning pretty bad. It didn't look that bad, but now that you pointed it out, thank you. It's, it's pretty bad. Hudson Valley prepping and survival. I am coming up there soon. I'm hoping next week. I'm hoping next week is like my open week where I can like go out and hang out. Prepper 21, man. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Um, so guys, listen. It's we're in a shitty situation right now with this vaccine, and here's the not the worry, but here's my concern. So people are mentioning Agenda 21, right? I think that a lot of this is them politicians throwing it out there. They're like, let's see what the public thinks. Let's throw out the vaccine and see if they're going to take it. Then let's talk about forcing people to take it and see where they go with that. Okay, if that doesn't work out, we'll kill it, and then in a few years we'll bring it up again when something worse comes up. And I'm going to talk about that something worse because there's like 8 things going on in the world, and there's one thing that we should be focused on. Carmen, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. Right. Listen, guys, better than, I think, 50% now of the United States is not taking a vaccine. That's a poll I saw the other day. Now, CNN might tell you 30% won't take it, but I just saw the other day they said more than 50%. It was the same thing in the fire department. So obviously, guys, it's not through lack of education, it's through lack of trust. It has nothing to do with education, it has to do with trust. And who in God's green earth trust a pharmaceutical company? Nobody, right? Pharmaceutical companies are in it for the money. They're not in it for you. They're not in it for making your life easier or better, though they play that bullshit. Right? If you go to some of these vaccine headquarters, pharmaceutical headquarters, they got these pictures of people smiling and shit. Like, look at me, I'm taking these new drugs. I feel good, right? And they're holding their kids, like the old person holding their kids. Because of this drug, I was able to see my kid's 13th birthday. Like dumb shit. They're pushing this shit like they're fucking the saviors of the world, and they're not. They are not. They are the enemy of people. Because there are so many natural remedies out there, and they refuse to entertain it. It's insane. Refuse to entertain it. And we should be entertaining it ourselves. Chad Mills, thank you for the donation. We should be entertaining it ourselves, guys. Not the other way around, right? Not the pharmaceutical companies. They shouldn't be in charge of us. We should be in charge of them, and we should be in charge of our bodies. Right? Now, being that we like to be in charge of our bodies, a lot of us, Buddha 1, the slow-mo is as slow as I can get it. Some people weren't happy with it when it was slower than this, so that's about as slow as it's going to get right now. Sorry. Being that we're in charge, guys, how come the science community, doctors, they're not talking about boosting your immune system or strengthening your immune system? Sorry, not boosting, but strengthening your immune system. They're not talking about taking more stuff. Drink your elderberry syrup. Eat your blueberries. Drink apple cider vinegar. Lessen your sugar intake. They're not saying any of that shit at all. Paul, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Right? They keep saying, hey, guys, we're going to come up with this vaccine and pump this shit in your body instead of you taking the easier route, which is boosting your immune system. Right? So, again, guys, and thank you for that. Gail, the the mRNA was never granted for human use. I just found this out the other day, and my prepper mentioned it. It was never what you call it for human use, guys. So, obviously, something is up. right? And now they went past the FDA and just put it in the vaccine and made it part of the vaccine ingredient. Meanwhile, that ingredient was never granted for us to use, and yet now they want to test it on us. Though Nisi Tribe, thank you for the donation. Though, to be fair, I hate to say this, to be fair, a lot of what I've been reading about the RNA suggests that if it doesn't take hold and do what it's supposed to do, the RNA breaks down in your body. That's what they say. That's what they're telling us. So we'll have to wait and see. And everything I've read on RNA, even before the COVID vaccine, they've all said that it breaks down in the body if it doesn't attach itself where it needs to attach itself to. So that's sort of a good thing. But there's still other shit in that virus we do not know. My wife asking everyone to hit the like button, por favor. But that's cute. But listen, guys, I don't want to beat this in the head any more than I have to. All right, we all know where I stand with the vaccine. I know where you guys stand with the vaccine. I have a video coming out tomorrow morning, a little more on the vaccine and more in depth about it. Again, guys, the vaccine side effects beats the amount of people dying from it, right? So when I mean beats, I mean people are getting sick, headaches, dizziness, feeling like shit for a few days, right? So there's something wrong with a vaccine that's, I think, going to create more damage than it killing people. But we have to wait and see, unfortunately. All right, so now, guys, give me 2 seconds. I want to check something out. But so I'm able to do this on my computer now. This is pretty cool. So, Angryprepper, she is almost at 1,000 um, subscribers. Could you do me a favor and please subscribe to her channel so that she can get the 1,000 subscribers she need to uh, unlock that secret shit so that she can do live streams and start making a little money. Right now she's at 969. So that's 31 people that should subscribe to her channel and give her the or rather show her the love that she deserves. Her videos are good. She's getting back into it. And she's at 969. So if you guys can make it happen and give her 1,000, thank you for that. Also, TJ Preps, she just hit 10,000 subscribers yesterday, so she had a live stream about that. And congratulations to you on that, and good job. Again, her name is SC Sierra Charlie Prepper. That's her YouTube channel. It's all one word, guys. When you type it in the search, it's SC Prepper, all one word, no space. That'll get her to 1,000. Let's see what that does. Okay, guys. Oh God, it's commercial time. It's commercial time. I'm not looking forward to this. But the first commercial is going to be nutrient survival. So listen, guys, if you don't want to eat that shit spam, that god awful crap meat in a can that's compressed with God knows what, and I know rat droppings and rat parts, get yourself some freeze-dried food. It'll grow hair in your chest, ladies. It'll grow hair in your nuts. Guys, this will turn you into the ultimate prepper if you get yourself some freeze-dried food. You won't regret it. It's like spinach to Popeye. That makes any sense. All right, so now, enough of that shit. Guys, freeze-dried food, again, it's the way to go. It's something that you should entertain if you have the money. Liz Rambo, thank you for the donation. If you have the money, by all means, go ahead and get yourself some freeze-dried food. You doctor it up how you want. You make it, you make it taste the way you want. You add whatever meat you want to it. And nutrient survival has a lot of nutrients in it, right? So it has, let's see if I can find the cards that I was supposed to have available in front of me. All right, guys. It has protein, vitamins, minerals, and omega 3s. Now, each can of freeze dried foods by Nutrient Survival has its own um, numbers of vitamins, minerals, proteins, and omega 3s. And it also has fiber, guys. So, guess what? It'll help you shit when you're done eating it, right? Because fiber is good for that. So, um, again, Nutrient Survival, get that shit. It'll grow hair on your balls, guys. All right? And listen, I know some of you guys love spam. I don't know. Um, I don't know. My father used to love that shit. He used to slice it up, throw it in a pan, sear it, and then he was in love with it. But very good. Congratulations, SC Prepper. You just hit 1,000. Good work, kid. All right, guys. So enough of that commercial shit. I got one more commercial coming up. It's probably not going to be as funny because, well, it is what it is. Prepper Nation. I've had Ready Wise. I like it. I think it's good too. But these two companies reached out to me. I tasted it. I enjoyed it, and you know, it is what it is. But Survival Nutrient is really good as far as freeze dried food goes because they're giving you the added nutrients you need to survive, and so that you don't eat that god awful spam. God, I should. You know what I should do for the 4th of July? Put an M80 in a can of spam and watch it go. Maybe that's a little much. Maybe I won't put an M80. I'll put a little firecracker in it. But all right, guys. So next subject, or not next subject, but next issue. So there is a mysterious illness in India, and it was reported Saturday night. The first case was Saturday night, and it's now Monday. And so today, they had 350 people that were infected by this mysterious illness. They're not calling it a virus because they don't know what it is, but it's a mysterious illness. It's in India, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, in the city of Elru. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so now this illness came out of nowhere. Monica, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. This illness came out of nowhere. And the country of India, which has a shit healthcare system to begin with, and COVID made it no better for them. It probably pretty much collapsed it for them. Now they're handling this new illness that's coming out. So now when I looked online, it was brought to my attention by, Outlaw 6, who's a viewer of mine. He brought it to my attention, and I went to research it. And so when he brought it to my attention, it was at 200 people were committed to the hospitals. By the time I looked at it, it was at 3, and then it went up to 400, but then it shot back down to 350. So maybe they took a bunch of people and threw them in the COVID section because they tested positive for COVID. Who knows? But now the news sources are starting to report it left and right because this is something that we hope is short term. Now, here's the interesting thing about this, guys. It popped Saturday night. By Monday, today, a lot of people who were admitted to the hospital are now out. Sorry. The symptoms of this weird illness is nausea, anxiety, loss of consciousness, seizures, headaches, and now get this one, guy, giddiness. Now, once I saw seizure and loss of consciousness, I thought neurological. Once I saw giddiness and headaches, it confirmed that it was neurological. Now, some people say, well, it might be the water. Or, yes, guys, it could be the spam. If they're reading spam out there, I think spam did this. Spam's going to sue the shit out of me if they see this. Anyway, so back to being serious. It's a neurological illness. It's coming out to right. So a neurotoxin of some kind, because giddiness is not something that I've ever known in nature to do. Right? Keep in mind, this same city was affected by a toxic spill last year. Right? So being that it's not in the water was ruled out. Right? A couple people I talked to, they said, "Oh, it could be the water." I said, "There's no way it's the water. There's no way bad water would give you seizures and unconsciousness, unless you had an ailment for a long period of time from drinking the water." But I said, sudden onset inside of 48 hours, that doesn't sound right, right? So, sounds neurological, right? The patients, all 350 patients who were ill, tested negative for COVID. So it wasn't COVID. They're probably going to get it now that they went to the hospital. But, and one person died, by the way. And the one person that died, he had seizures and he was 46 years old. So, I think that's a bit weird, right? Now, 117 people out of 350 are fully recovered. Out of the 1730 were sent home. So this is, again, guys, something to watch, something to keep your eye on. I think if this is a neurotoxin, then we don't have much to worry about. But if this happens to be some kind of man-made virus, then this is something we need to watch. But as of right now, I'm looking at it as just that: a chemical spill of some kind, a gas that was released of some kind, and it dissipated, and these people are recovering. So we have to wait and see, or at least check tomorrow, see what goes on. All right, guys, we're almost at 1,600 views, or people watching. Sorry, we're almost at 1,000 likes. So do me a favor, if you do not mind, hit the like button or the thumbs down, whatever makes you happy, guys. Schlep and Prep. I don't think it's the 5Gs, at least not there. I don't think they have 5Gs in that town, but I didn't check either. But it looks like a really poor town, so I don't know. But again, guys, it's something to look out for. Now, Bolivia. Sorry, Bolivia last year had a small outbreak of something called the Chaper virus, which is a hemorrhagic fever syndrome. It's part of the hemorrhagic fever family, if you will. And this happened in 2019. The virus seemed to have burned itself out, though the first case or the first person to die from it was in 2004. So it is contagious. The one guy who actually, 3 people died from it last year. So one guy had it, 3 people were dealing with the case. You had a doctor and 2 nurses, and I think the doctor and the nurse died, and 1 person survived. So that's something to watch as well. It's called the Chaper virus. Now, I find it interesting that all these viruses are popping up all over the place, right? They had the bubonic plague in China resurface a few months ago. That looks like that went nowhere, but who knows, because China likes to keep everything under wraps. We're not sure. The Chaper virus, the interesting thing about this virus, too, is that scientists aren't sure where it originated. Now, usually, guys, when you get a virus, you do a DNA test, and these guys do a DNA test, scientists, and they break it down, right down to the molecular level, molecules, and the whole nine, and they could figure out where it came from. So far, COVID, because they're playing this stupid game now, they don't know where COVID came from. It came from China, guys, and it did not come from eating a bat. All right, so let's get that out there. Because the next time I hear someone tell me it came from a fucking bat because someone was eating it, I'm going to fucking shoot you. Or at the very least, hit you with a can of Spam. Because there's no way you can eat something and get a respiratory disease. You could drink something and possibly get a respiratory disease. But eating something, actually, you can't even drink anything and get a respiratory disease. You can't, and not COVID, right? So, again, guys, there's something wrong with this whole thing. So they don't know where COVID originated from, and they're trying to say now it's China. Italy, sorry. They're trying to blame Italy for COVID, which is insane. We all know that it started in China because it started back in late November when I started. Actually, I saw it early December when I noticed the case. When I read it, they said early November was the first case they saw. Tactical Gary, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Right? So, guys, there's something up with these people not knowing the origin of these viruses, right? So we gotta do our own research for the most part. Catch me out. 5G's not everywhere yet, from my understanding. I did look it up, And there's cities that don't even have it yet. Like Maryland, for example, they refuse to get it because of what it's capable of, right? And we all know, for those of us who are paying attention, we know what 5G is capable of. But let's not go there because I do not feel like doing my get into the whole conspiracy theory. But again, guys, you do your research on this. And again, the whole bat theory, you know, it's just stupid. It's the stupidest thing in the world. And then to say, oh, it came from a bat from China, and then retract it and go, well, you know what? It didn't come from us. It really didn't. It came from Italy. So now you're trying to blame Italy with it. And then Governor Cuomo, that bag of shit, he goes, well, you know, the strand we got was from Italy, not China. Whose pocket are you in when you make a comment like that, right? You're obviously in the Chinese pocket if you're talking, if you're trying to walk back that it came from China, that this strain came from Italy. You're splitting hairs, is what they're doing. Splitting hairs. Sweet J Baby, exactly. Angryprepper did a great video on the forced vaccination thing. I was going to touch on it tomorrow, but I think he touched on it all. So I'll mention it in my next video. But again, guys, this is something for us to consider. These viruses or these illnesses popping up all over the place. It's insane. And we just, we got to stay vigilant, and we have to stay on the ready or at the ready and Google this shit, right? Google you know what you can Google tomorrow morning? Google what's going to kill us today. I'm 1,000% sure there's going to be something new. Not to mention, I know I pissed off some people with my video on the food shortage, where the food shortage is not, a nationwide thing yet. People have reached out to me and said they are seeing it in their areas, like here and there, and there are other people saying they don't see shit at all. But not to mention, we are definitely going to come into a food shortage. I'm going to say next year sometime. Or at least we might come into a food shortage next year. I don't want to say we will. I'd rather say we might. It may be. Well, I just tried to touch my fucking computer screen like it was an iPhone or an iPad. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. Yeah, man. Enough with the people being, scared and it, I get that. Listen, I get why people are scared because we are faced with something we've never been faced with before. We've had so many things happening this year, and people are scared and depressed. Speaking of depression, I know that this time of year, guys, COVID, no, I'm sorry, suicide goes up. Suicide goes up dramatically this time of year. And that's without COVID. That's without the bullshit that's going on. The political correctness, the rioting, the looting, the Black Lives Matter, the I hate spam campaign. All of that shit's depressing people, right? And people are just like up to here, and they can't go see their families because they might have COVID, or their parents are like, oh, I don't want you to come over here today because you live in a city, and your city is highly contagious. So now you're telling your kids who are depressed and want to see your family and want to see their family, and now you tell them they can't come over for the holidays, nonetheless. So, guys, suicide always goes up at this time of year. And again, that's without COVID. So now we have COVID in the mix. We have shutdowns and we have people hating each other because they voted for somebody they didn't like, whether that was Trump or Biden. We got all of this shit going on. I'm 1,000% sure suicide this month is going to skyrocket. And thank you for that, wife. My wife said Japan has a higher suicide rate than deaths from COVID this year. And the Japanese were always killing themselves like hotcakes, guys. They were like, especially the kids, because they were always held to a higher standard. And, they were killing themselves. Yes, Ian, thank you for that. And veterans, too. Veteran suicides, I don't know if they're up or not, but they're high enough, that on average, a lot of guys are killing themselves a day. Not to mention you got this bullshit in the mix. So keep in mind, guys, you got someone who's clinically depressed. You have veterans who are dealing with post-traumatic syndrome. You have people who are just, feeling bad about what's going on. Now you got this bullshit in the mix. Suicide rates are going to skyrocket. So again, guys, if you are one of these people who are on here, you're watching, and you're feeling suicidal, do yourself a favor. Reach out to myself at angryprepper@gmail.com. Reach out to one of the other preppers that are on YouTube that you like Alaska Prepper. What's going on, man? Pinball Preparedness. These are guys that can, and Pinball Preparedness, guys, he has a voice that is soothing and will probably steer you away from killing yourself. So actually reach out to him if you can. North Shore Preparedness, he's another guy to talk to. Prepper Now, he's another one to reach out to. Even CS Prepper, who offered it today in her video, or the video I saw today, sorry. She offered reaching out to her and talking about whatever your problems is. So whatever your problems is, guys, you can reach out to one of us. And guys, those of you who I mentioned, if you don't mind, you can put your email in the chat section so people can reach out to you. Because this is what this community is here for, right? We're here for each other on a bigger scale. It's not just about prepping; it's also about other shit, right? And if you're feeling depressed and down, I can help you, or many of us can help you out of it. Yeah, Pinball will keep you alive. Listen, he's got a soothing voice, right? He's got one of those like radio talk show voices, or suicide hotline voices. That's the voice he has. He'll talk you off a bridge, So keep that in mind. Even Prepper Nation, guys. There is his email is there to reach out to him as well, guys. Again, this is what we're trying to do, is keep everyone alive through at least the next few years, because the next few months are going to be fucking hard. I think we're going to be challenged with a lot of shit, man. A lot of shit. Mountain Scout Survival, a wilderness survival guy. He put his email in here as well. You can reach out to him. He's another guy you could talk to. He can definitely talk you off a bridge as well. He's really good to talk to. So, guys, this is what we're trying to do, is trying to mitigate us from even Alaska. Like I said Alaska Prepper before. He can reach out to you. And Indiana Prepper, people said you could reach out to him. So whether it's an email or guys on their video in the comment section, do yourself a favor and reach out to whoever you can, right? Even if it's a hello and a hi and that makes you feel better, so be it. All right. I won't put my phone number on here, but if you're in dire needs to talk to me, then I'll give you my phone number. We can talk from there. I do not care about my phone number being out there, because fuck it, right? Why not? All right, guys. So we are almost at the hour mark. I have another commercial coming up. Fuck, I hate these commercials. I really, really, really hate these commercials, by the way, guys. And this is the Q&A portion of the video, if you will. So D Brown, what happened to the flu? The flu just up and disappeared. I don't hear shit about the flu. I do know that there are 2 guys at my firehouse have come down with COVID, and one of them I was working with. So we have to wait and see. Muja Prepper, do me a favor. Put the link to that video in the chat, please. If you made a video about suicides, put that video in the chat. That'd be greatly appreciated. I lost my train of thought. I know I was talking about not suicides. Oh, Q&A. Thank you. The Q&A portion. And yes, the vaccine, the flu up and disappeared. The flu just so happened to fucking, And so, and then I don't even hear them pushing to get your flu shot anymore. I hear them pushing, get your COVID shot. That's all I keep hearing now. I don't hear anything about the flu shot anymore. I mean, the police departments do right. And my wife said the flu is being counted as COVID. That's what happened to the flu. Exactly. Right? They're taking the flu and they're putting it in to the COVID counts. Guys, it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And here's the thing. If you get infected twice by COVID, you count as 2 separate cases. So whatever. It is what it is. Also, guys, and this is to the other prepper channels. If you guys have a live stream tonight, do me a favor. Let me know and put it in here. Don't be fucking scared to put the shit in here, because after I'm off the air, people might want to head over to your shit and watch you guys. So I mean, I know I do. So whoever it is, if you're doing a live stream, put it in the. Let me know you're doing a live stream, and let people know you're doing a live stream. Put it in the chat section, right? So, any other questions, guys? If for any questions, do me a favor, type it in bold so that I can read it with my old man eyes, because I'm 1,000% sure my eyes are getting worse as I get older. I mean, whatever. But I'm not there yet. Don't get me wrong. I can see words from across the room, but I feel like every day, I'm losing a little bit of a vision. The lost product. No shit. So the lost product just said that his wife is looks like is going to be forced to get the vaccine, and she might be quitting next week, or will be quitting next week. And I hope, guys, I hope you know, like, the Angry Prepper is just a name. I'm not angry all the time. Only when someone talks about spam, then I get angry. But other than that, I'm not angry all the time. Though the stupid shitty diet I'm on, that's uh that's making me a bit snippy. But other than that, all right, guys. So let me do the usual. I'm sorry, I missed this. I should have did this earlier today. Um, Prepper Nation. No, they gave me the nickname Angry, but I went with Angry Prepper for the obvious reasons. But they gave me the nickname Prepper because angry because you know I have a tendency to be angry, but I'm not angry all the time. But when I do videos now, everybody's like, "You're so angry." I'm like, "I'm just talking." I'm like, I'm not even carrying on. And just because you curse doesn't mean you're angry. Adela? No, I'm not. I'm nowhere near the Washington projects in the Bronx. I'm South Bronx. Sorry, I'm close to the Yankee Stadium, if you will. For those of you that know the Bronx, turn your screen to a black one if you can. Why would I turn my screen to a black one? Well, yeah, I guess I'm a softie. I hear it all the time. I hear like all kinds of shit. He's a softie. I'm hangry, right? The hangry prepper, because I'm hungry again. So if I start getting snippy, I'm gonna go get a fucking Snickers bar or some shit. But Bushcraft family, if you send me spam for Christmas, I'm 1,000% sure I'm gonna sit on it till the 4th of July, and I'm gonna strap as many M80s as I can to it to blow it up. Bushcraft family, do you have a channel? Do me a favor, yes or no on here. Oh, okay, Paula, I'm gonna do the second commercial in a minute. I have to get this out of the way. It's a list of other prepper channels you guys should um, watch. Now, the list gets longer and longer. The more I learn about this, the more I interview people, or the more I come across another channel, the more I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty cool. If there's something floating behind me, it better be like a ghost. Frozen Snickers. All right, Bushcraft family, then do me a favor. Can you email me at angryprepper@gmail.com? So, Paul Kronk, do I regret doing Doomsday Preppers? Yes and no. I do regret it on one aspect. One aspect is that they made preppers look stupid. All right, and though they did a decent job with me, um, and the guy who blew off his finger before me made me look like a rock star. Uh, it wasn't that bad, but looking at it again, they just made us look like shit, and they kept going for the gold and making us look like shit. So it just got bad at one point. Blue Rose Rambling. I don't think he's going to take the vaccine. I mean, if he does, all right, but I don't think he is. Tribe, Prepper Tribe, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Prepper Patty says she could barely hear me. Again, guys, if you can't hear me, you're gonna have to put headphones in. I don't have any breast preppers that I watch. I watch them all. I actually do. I'll pick a day or an hour, and I'll scan through videos. I'll do some. I'll lay in a cut with the live stream. A lot of times I watch their live streams. I won't say anything, just because. I don't. I do. I'm quiet a lot in the live streams because I just want to hear what they say. That's all. All right, guys. So the prepper channels that you guys should be following, and this is a shout out to all of them. If I miss any, put it in the chat, man. But East LA Prepper, what's going on, man? I'm curious about that. That sounds interesting. But all right, so NY Prepper, Prepper Now, Prepper 101, Prepper 21, SC Prepper, Prepping Outside the Box, Financial Prepper, Be Ready Today, Me Being Cheap, TJ Preps, who again hit 10,000 subs yesterday, right? Congratulations again. Prepper Nation, Pinball Preparedness, Magic Prepper, Happy Prepper, North Shore Preparedness, Grim Survival, and yes, I do like Grim Survival's hat. Alaska Prepper, Southern Boy Prepper, Prepping for Life, which is formerly Andrew Julian Prepping for Life. He changed his name to Prepping for Life, guys. Right? Prepper Nurse 1, Alaskan Ballistics. He's not a prepper. He's a gun guy. Good channel to go and visit. Hutch Homestead, another good channel. He's doing videos on how he's building his homestead. Prepper Princess, Prepper Tribe, again, who just donated. Faithful Prepper, Autumn Backyard Garden. And Shrimp Zoo, who's actually changing his name. He's picking a prepper-related channel. Sue Blue, thank you for the donation. Also, guys, I'm letting you know now, I am starting another channel, another prepper channel. Oh, and Mujah Prepper, thank you for that. Bella. Thomas, thank you for the donation. Sue, again, thank you for the donation. And Prepper 21, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it, guys. So now, NYC Preppers Network is a group in New York City that I run. And I am tonight starting a channel for them, because what we're starting to do now is we're going to start not live streaming, sorry. We're Zooming our meetings. And when we Zoom our meetings, we're putting it on the NYC Preppers channel. So the channel is going to be created tonight. So again, I'll let you know about it in another video. But these are for the meetings. And again, they're in Zoom fashion. So it's me talking to a lot of the group members, if you will, and we're talking about whatever the subject is. So we're going to start putting our recorded Zoom meetings on there, and any solo or any meetings I do where I'm being filmed is going to be on that channel as well. I was going to put it on here, but they said no, and I agreed because it takes away from that channel. Glenn, thank you for the donation. Survival Today, thank you for that. And Thomas Walsh, sorry, again, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Why do I hate spam so much? Because I grew up on it with my father. I couldn't stand the smell, and he tried to force feed that shit to me when I was a kid, and I wasn't having it. And I took a beating for it, damn it. I took a beating for spam. So I'm not going to have spam. I hate spam just for that. And you listen, my father was old school. He grew up in the days of the old school, guys. He grew up in the days where you told him no, he was fucking bing, 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 right? So he gave me a spanking for telling him no, that I didn't like spam. So because I took a beating for it, I'm never having spam. Okay, I'm not going to say never, but as of right now, while society is good, I'm not having spam. I am protesting spam. But other than that, I just don't like the way it tastes too. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of it. But it was again. Listen, guys, it was a well worth it ass whipping. I have to admit it. So that I didn't eat it again, it was well worth it. So we go with that. All right, guys. Next commercial's coming up. I just thought about it. So, guys, My Patriot Food Supply is a freeze-dried food company that sells freeze-dried foods, and their food tastes good. So that you do not beat your kids for not eating spam, or so that you don't get beat for not eating spam, get yourself some freeze dried food from My Patriot Food Supply. This shit is good. It keeps you away from being desperate and the desperateness of eating spam. Guys, eating spam is like I love corned beef hash, guys. I love corned beef hash. So for that, I'm in on corned beef hash. So we will see. All right, back in play. Did I fucking freeze? Hello. Oh, I'm still going. Yeah, I was lagging. Sorry for that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, me. Nice, Ian. Spamming out. Yeah, you know what? I didn't hardwire it. I wanted to test the not being hardwired in, and I'm paying for it right now. So next time I hardwired it in. But David, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. And somebody else just hit me with a donation. Miss Marmo, Marmayo, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. I guess because I was talking so much crap about spam, I was being censored. That's what it was. Spam is a bad word, and I guess I can't say it. So I said it too many times, and they said YouTube told me to go fuck myself. You're not gonna motherfuck out spam. First, Prepper 101. First of all, corned beef hash is the shit. Right? It's like, it's the shit. Spam is not. I can eat corned beef hash all day. Love that shit. But I do not love spam. But nonetheless, guys, yeah, I am back now. But I am going to end it in a couple minutes as well. We are at 1308. We have 1,332 likes. So we're doing good. And only 14 thumbs down. I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised. I thought I would have had a little more hate. Maybe not. Yeah, Prepper 101. Exactly. I'm using dial-up. I guess. No, I should have hardwired it in, but I was just giving it a shot to see what it would be like to not hardwire it in. I might be doing a test with the Skyroam thing out in the wilderness again to see how that works out on my iPad. So we'll see how that works. I am going to be going upstate. I might be going upstate in the next couple days actually, so I can do the cave camping video that I've been looking to do for a while. So, all right. Again, listen, guys. Again, freeze dried food, way to go. Spam, no. Corned beef hash, yes. You can take your corned beef hash and put it in your freeze dried food. Probably not, but try it, and you can grow muscles eating freeze dried food. I'm pretty sure you can't, but whatever. I'm pretty sure I can't even say that. But nonetheless, freeze dried food is the way to go. So, guys, if there's no more question, CJ 1975. The can of corned beef hash I use is, God, I can't remember, but it's a red can. Forgot the name of it. Forgot the name of that can. David, the thumbs down are people that just have nothing better to do. Who? What about George C? Which is the same question. She tells me that George C. acts. Oh, George C. My top three favorite firearms are, I don't know because I don't own firearms. I live here in New York City. Um, but if I did, I would go with something that I know, which would be the Beretta. As far as handguns go, just because I've watched enough movies on it, and then I did research on the Beretta, the old one, the 92 SF, how accurate it is an Israeli sidearm. I don't know if they still use it anymore, but I know they did. I know they modified it as well. Libby's, thank you, James, and thank you, Idelia. Libby's is the one it's the only one. There is another company that uses a Hormel. I don't like Hormels. I like Libby's. Libby's is really good. Hormel, I'm out on. So I guess my dog is just living a life of luxury back here behind me, or whatever. Right, but right, Libby's is I'm guys in love with corned beef. You're gonna send me anything, you send me corned beef hash. Uh, but whatever, man. So other than that, guys, yeah, George C. You said what? Like I said, I don't know firearms. I'm not a firearms guy. I don't own firearms. That's what happens when you live in the city. If I lived, uh, if I lived out of the city, I would absolutely have firearms and I would own guns and I would know more about them. But I don't. So I can't pretend I do, right? But like they said, the Beretta 92 SF is the only one I know. FS, sorry, it's the only one I know. And I would absolutely do a 40 caliber, you know, in that version, actually. But listen, guys, whatever, right? Sooner or later, I'm going to get out of the city, and sooner or later, I'm going to have firearms, and then I'll be talking about them as I go along. And obviously, I'll be picking people's brains as I go along, because again, I don't know. So you guys are going to have to school me on that. Alaskan Ballistic will probably school me on it once I get to that level. Right now, I'm not there. Bone Gun 63 on Facebook. All right. See, Prepper, I'm probably am. I'm probably going to get my balls broken now. I'm going to get nothing but spam. All right? Merry Christmas to the Angry Prepper. 8,000 cans of spam. You know what? 8,000 Africans are going to get fucking can of spam if I get it. That's where it's going to go, guys. Right to Africa. Right to starving countries. India, Africa, Iran. Whoever's starving, they're going to get those cans. So, okay, sending a pallet of spam. All right, guys, listen. It was fun tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me. On the 10th, which is in a couple of days, I have Rogue Preparedness coming on. She'll be on here keeping me company on the 10th, which is a Thursday at 9 o'clock, guys. All right? So Rogue Preparedness, head over to her channel, take a look at it. I've been following her for about a couple years now. And she's good. She's squared away. She knows her shit. And she's a decent-sized channel, right? She's got 3,000 subscribers. And she had a series on last year. I think it was like she did like a prepping video for every day or every week or something like that. That was pretty cool. Again, Rogue Preparedness. Head over to her channel. Like and subscribe if you can. Again, SC Prepper. Good job today and hitting your 1,000 subscribers. Now, in a couple of days, you should be able to do live streams. And then you should start doing live streams. I recommend it. We all recommend it. Not rogue preparedness. What's a prog? Anyway. All right, guys. Listen, it was a great time hanging out. I might try to do also Merry Christmas, not Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas for those of you that celebrate Christmas, and for those of you that don't, have a great December. I will be doing more live streams, obviously. I might do one on Christmas Eve. I don't know yet. I'm waiting for the wife to answer to see what she says. Well, she said no, so I won't be doing a live stream on Christmas Eve. And I'll see you guys in the next. I'll see you guys Thursday night. Thank you, guys.